At the starting of the story we saw a man standing and in front of him there are 6 men, who dressed like some company employee reporting something to him. Among them a man said, "Mr. Chen, he has delivered 100 portions of fried chicken bucket on time as you've requested," and another man said, "Mr. Chen, please examine the goods, your 100 portion of roasted duck are in that gray truck," and one by one reported that 100 portions of sweet and sour pork ribs, 100 portions of braised crucian carp. Then Mr. Chen said, "Okay, you may all go." They all left and gossiping themselves, "He brought so many dishes, is he a hungry ghost?" One of them said, "Rich people really can do just about anything." One said, "He's just a rich idiot," while Mr. Chen watching all delivered repots paper. Then he opened the truck container door and said, "It's feel good to be surrounding by so many delicacies." Then he raised his hand and a blue light surrounding there, it's void or space type power. He thinks, who would have thought that, he was starving and suffering amidst the apocalypse 3 days ago? And start to store all deliveries in his void subspace. Then he explained that, in 27 days, this world will be struck by the apocalypse. At that time, 80% of human will turn into zombies, at least 90% of the remaining human will die by the hand of the zombies, and a small portion of the remaining few will evolve to gain supernatural power. Some are physical, some are elemental, while some are psychological superpowers, and he, Chen Lu, will obtain a very rare space attribute superpower, and be known as the Void Sovereign. He can vanish from thin air to anywhere and reappears where he wants. Ever since he mastered the ability that of void traveling, an ability that excelled in both offense and survivability in the battle, he became like a fish that fell into water in the apocalypse. It was a pity that he kept hiding and hiding, until all the survivors died in the end. The whole world was filled increasingly absurd monster, and he couldn't find a single human. He was too lonely by himself, so he dig his grave on his own. Bro, who is the world have done this type of suicide? Anyway, then he didn't want live anymore, but he didn't expect, when he opened his eyes, he is in the bedroom, that he would regress. He regressed to 27 days before Doomsday. Although all his superpower disappeared, the subspace he created in his past life still existed. And what's the most important thing in the apocalypse? It's food and resources. Human need food to survive. After all, who can survive without eating anything? Moreover, he has the subspace that can freeze time and keep food fresh. Then he store all foods in the truck. How could he let such an opportunity granted through the heavens slip by him? Then he picked a phone call, other side person calling him, "Chen Lu. You better come to the office immediately. Now. Need to talk to you properly." Then Chen cut the call and said, "Uncle, he won't be naive this time." Then we see a pair of tall building office, his uncle asking him why did he sell his 3 billion worth of share for only 1 billion, why didn't you at least consult to him, if you have any difficulties or anyone threatened you just tell me. Chen thinking about his uncle that, he's quite good at acting, he is the culprit behind his parent accident and taken all his parents' company share that's supposed to be his, all his deeds, he heard from his son on his previous life. Chen said, nobody threatened him, he just excuse him that, he has a feeling that the price of pork and all food will surge, so that why, the 1 billion he spent stockpiling that pork and food will increase to 5 billion, his uncle thought, he must be mentally impaired. Then his uncle asked him, to buy all from him for 1.5 billion, Chen said, he already sold it and even signed the contacts. Then Chen phone ring, he asked his uncle to excuse, his uncle allowed it. Then his uncle thought, how dare this brat cause a big trouble for him without making a sound, he must teach him a lesson. Chen received phone and asked, who is it? Then the person said, Mr. Chen, we've found a black fur Chinese mongrel that's missing one ear that you've been looking for, we've sent a picture, please confirm that it's the one you lost. Chen surprised to hear that he said, alright, he'll check it out immediately. Then he thought after the apocalypse began, Some people who were too bored made a list ranking the superhuman of each attribute. Of course, he was the first place for the space attribute. First place for the fire attribute was the spirit flame maiden, who was nicknamed Blood Rose, and first place for the electric attribute, with the nickname of Lighting Warlock, was a dog. All living being that didn't transform into zombie had a chance of obtaining superpower, but it was merely a dog. In the apocalypse where there was no food, it was only seen as fresh dog meat. Many attempted to capture it but not succeeded except him, only he succeeded in killing and eating it. He's very familiar with it, that taste was so damn delicious. Then he sees the picture, yes, it's right dog. The tournier is concrete evidence. He thought, he's not short on food this time, so shall we be friend? He promised to treat you well and provide you best food. Wait for him, he'll come and save you, just please acknowledge him as your master. Then he asked his uncle to go for a urgent matter. Uncle said, sure, let's talk next time. Chen thinks, it's a pity that you won't get the chance to talk to him ever again. You and your son died on Doomsday, as he has said so. An hour later, he reached a dog meat restaurant. Chen sees the dog in a cage and thought, look at your sorry state now, you don't have an idea how you dominate the world after the apocalypse. Chen go near the dog and said, don't afraid, he'll save you, while dog is woofing him. Then in an angry tone he asked, where's the owner of the shop? Owner come and asked, how may he help you? Chen said, you stole my dog, how dare you? If he hadn't noticed it in time, Blacka would have become dog meat in a steamboat. Shop owner thinks, he clearly remembers, it was a stray dog, is he purposely causing him trouble? Shop owner said, brother, he buy his goods through legal means, dog look alike, so are you sure it's the same dog? Chen said, alright then, what if he call the police now to investigate your shop? Chen thinks, there's no business without deceit, so you can't withstand a police investigation. Shop owner stopped him to calling the police as he approached toward Chen, and said, you're quite brave, let him teach you. Then Chen grab his hand, then he kicks his knee. Shop owner bent on his knees while Chen grabbed his hand from behind. Chen thought, there's no way he would be afraid of a mere hooligan, after being trained to survive by the apocalypse for more than 10 years. Then Chen leave him on ground and asked, do you still want to teach him lesson? Then shop owner said, no big brother, please spare him. It's all misunderstanding. Then he opened the cage and said, he really didn't know the dog belongs to you, you can take your dog back right away and he won't charge you a single penny. Chen thinks, although he was willing to buy it for a hefty price, getting it for free is the best. While in the background shop owner crying for his lose, shop owner give the dog to Chen. Chen said, Blacka, follow him, let's go home. He thinks, judging from its expression, it has gained intelligence and understand the human language. The dog thought, Blacka, who is that? But anyways, did you save me? Should he follow him? Then he start walking with Chen. Chen thinks, it has intelligence indeed, meaning he has successfully tamed the lightning warlock. Then he opened the car door. Blacka jump into the car. Then Chen said, if you'll follow him around in the future, he will call you warlock from now on. The dog agree with woofing happily. Then Chen car stop in front of a doorman who stand in his position. His name is Sudazu. Chen thinks, we finally meet again. In his past life, Dazu used his physical superpower to protect him before he mastered void traveling. Then we saw in past memories Dazu saying to Chen, don't turn back. Run. In the end, he was surrounded and died protecting Chen whilst he escaped. Chen sees him and thought, brother, he will make sure that you enjoy your life this time. Then Chen asks Dazu, do you want to follow him to have some fun after your work over? Dazu said, no thanks, brother Chen, my mom told me that men shouldn't engage in unhealthy practices. Then Chen asked, what else did you mom say? Then Dazu says, my mom also said that when someone shows you excessive kindness, they probably have ulterior motive. Then Chen talks about ulterior motive and thought, although Dazu isn't familiar with him yet in this timeline, it's fine, the apocalypse struck when he was doing his shift, when the incident repeat itself, we'll become close friends for sure. Then we see Warlock surprised to see something, then Chen said, Warlock, this will be your home from now on, let's go. First, he'll be giving you a bath, then Chen scrubbing Warlock with foam and thinks, he don't want to be like his previous self, he hid until he was only human left in whole world, but he only have a vague memory of who will become powerful individual in the future. Should he just build his own base? He will recruit them to work under him, just like Warlock. Furthermore, his space attribute superpower isn't adept at frontal combat, so he will be able to make up for that problem. However, he need a lot of resources to build a base, from main dishes, salt, fruits, vegetables, seeds, and many other essentials to electric generators, medicines, and machinery. He need all of it. Especially water. Most water resources will be polluted after the apocalypse, and there become no method to purify the diseases in the water. We could only rely on rainwater to drink safely. Oh yes, he almost forget, he also need to prepare a batch of high voltage stun batons. The dog is also exclaimed. Then Chen said to Warlock, you don't be scared, they will be used to hit the zombies, not you. Then Chen thought, zombies are also afraid of electricity, but electricity will become extinct not long after Doomsday. However, during the early phase, electric bat were the most effective weapons. Then clicking his mobile while thinking, when combined with metal alloy armor, he'd be invincible. He'll have to choose carefully and place his order as soon as possible. Then he said, Warlock, eat slowly, don't choke yourself, we have more than enough food, that we will be able to fill our stomach to the brim every single day. Then Warlock imitate, Chen said, even the dog spits its bone out, then there are piles of bone, he thinks, wait, did he just call himself a dog? Then someone knocking the door behind Chen, he asked, who are you? A beautiful lady standing wearing a red robe says, it's her, Mayu. Then Chen surprised and said, oh, you are the culinary teacher that he hired. His memory just have been falling him, he forget he had a lesson this afternoon. He invite her inside, she thinks, he paid a whopping 500,000 just for culinary classes. She was worried that he'd be up to good, but she is less worried after she sees him now. Does he even need to worry about getting women with that handsome face of his? Why would he waste his time and energy on me? Then Chen said, look, he has prepared the kitchen utensils and basic ingredients as you have requested. He thought, in order to prevent uncertainty after the apocalypse he has to learn how to cook. That's why he spent a large sum of money to hire her as a culinary teacher. Then she said, let's begin immediately, how to cook sweet and sour pork ribs today. Chen thinks, but of course, the lesson fees will only paid after the month, while she is checking knife sharpness. After that Chen moving here and there and she direction him, that chop the pork ribs into smaller pieces, afterward, fill the wok with cold water, bring it to boil, then, pour more oil. Do you think oil is free? You are making him use too much. And then Chen confused between salt and sugar, she said, how can you not differentiate between salt and sugar? Then we saw food is ready dark and ghostly, then Chen is exhausted lying on table, then Ma Yu said, at least it's better than last time. Chen said, even his dog doesn't dare eat this. You don't need to console him, the dog woofing him and said, we don't hold any grudge against one another, so why are you trying to poison me? Then she said, at least you didn't set the kitchen on fire today. Chen thinking about he truly is not talented in cooking, he should just hire a personal chef. Then she smiled, leave the room and said, just work harder next time. She will be leaving now. Chen thought, Ma Yu's quite good at cooking, it's a pity we didn't meet in my past life, and so he didn't know what happened to her after the apocalypse. Ma Yu, it'll all depend on you. Good luck. Then he is exclaimed and thought, wait, what about these people? The two sisters, Meiling and Meili. The sisters were not to be underestimated. The older sister Myling awoke a fire attribute superpower and become the strongest fire attribute superhuman. She was also known as the Blood Rose or Spirit Film Maiden. The younger sister Mealy was an even more impressive person. She was a light attribute superhuman. Although she may have been lacking in combat ability, she was a very powerful healer. Towards the letters stages, he heard that she could even use revival spells. Then he clicking his phone while thinking, only children need to choose, he wants both of the sisters. Then he talking to phone someone and said, he will give you 3 days to investigate a pair of sisters. You have to give me all their informations and most importantly, what they like to eat. As the saying goes, you need to win over a woman's stomach in order to win over her heart. He'll stockpile their favorite food, so that when they are short on food, they will definitely obey him. May 28th, 5 days before Doomsday. Then all information come out. Myling like to eat Sichuan cuisine and her favorite fruit is grapes, while Mealy likes to eat fish, but her favorite fruit is watermelon. That remind him, braised dishes taste delicious, he would stockpile more of them. Then he tries his armor and said, not bad, it's a little heavy, it's very protective. He has to find a way to send the other set to Sudazug. 3 days before Doomsday, then all his orders goods arrived. The delivery man said, Mr. Chen, the voltage on this electric bat can instantly electrocute a person unconscious, and it only take a few seconds to electrocute someone to death, so please use it carefully. Then Chen thought, look like he'll have no problem electrocuting a few hundred zombie to death. May 31st, 2 days before Doomsday. Then Chen buy a U-Haul truck. He asked how much is this truck. He'll be buying it, the other man said. You are very generous, Mr. Chen, he will give you the bill immediately. June 1st, 1 day before Doomsday. Chen can't sleep while thinking, will there still be an apocalypse in this life? If there isn't, he'll incur huge loss after buying that much food. Well, it'll actually be better if the apocalypse doesn't come. He's willing to sacrifice himself for humanity after all, and even if he incurs a huge loss, he is still rich. Can't he have just lived a peaceful life? Why must he have experienced the cruelty of Doomsday? June 2nd, 8 a.m. 1 hour and 20 minutes before the start of the apocalypse. Then Chen called his uncle in the morning for a favor to ask. Uncle said, you are my nephew, of course he will help you. Tell me, what is it? Chen said, that from my observations, he thinks that cryptocurrency will increase its value by at least tenfold in the future. But as you know, he have spent all my money stockpiling up pork. He want to borrow 500 million from you, and he will willingly put his 1 billion worth of pork up as collateral. He will be able to increase the 500 million to 5 billion, so he'll be sure to return the money to you with interest. Wait at your house, he'll go over to your place to discuss this. It will be a long time since he met brother Fei too, you should invite him over. Uncle said, that's fine, you can come over now. Chen said, he did promise that you had both die on Doomsday. They reached there, the dog and Chen in the car. Chen said, Warlock, he need to settle some personal issue, so wait in the car for me, for your own safety, please don't run away, understand? The dog agreed by woofing. Then Chen saw, Sudazu, although he managed to survive without his help in his past life, he should give him some advice since we are sworn brothers. Then Chen approached there. Dazu asked, Brother Chen, are you going out? Chen said, Dazu, he has been feeling uneasy today ever since waking up. Something big will happen today, so please stay safe around 9 o'clock. Promise me. Then Dazu said, all right, Brother Chen. Then we saw Chen reached his uncle's house, his uncle talking to his son and said, Chen Lu is quite daring to invest in cryptocurrency. Let me tell you this, although its value has been increasing recently, it has no true value. Then his son said, well, Dad, why should we reject him if he just want to give us free money? Then uncle said, Chen Lu knows that he tricked him, so why would he do something that'll benefit me? Is this a trap? He thinks, he was unable to find someone that'd lend him 500 million in such a short time, so he came to us as a last resort. Then he said, "Dad, he is here." Uncle said, "Yes, we should still be careful." Then we saw Faye welcome Chen Lu while saying, "If you earn money from buying cryptocurrency, please don't forget about your cousin." Chen says, "Of course if he earn 1 billion he will give you a free supercar," while vomiting in his mind. Faye said, "He'll remember this, so don't go back on your words. We have already prepared some dishes for you, let's eat while talking." Time is about 9:15, they are on the table eating. Uncle said, "What's that sound? Did it come from the maid's room? Is little Lee sick?" "Little Faye, go check it out," he said. "All right," while Chen eating his food and think that Doomsday is come, then he tell uncle, he'll also take a look, and if she need to be sent to a hospital, he will help his cousin out. Both of you will surely die today. Then Faye opened the maid room's door and see his maid become a zombie and it's little Lee lying on the ground with blood around him. Faye fall on the ground scared and asked, "What the heck?" Then that zombie maid attack him and jump for him. He immediately closes the door that not fully closed and says, "Blood, lots of blood." Then sudden Chen Lu holds the door and he said, "Cousin, weren't we supposed to check out the situation? How can we see anything if the door is closed?" Then Fai said, "You. What are you doing?" Then Chen electrocute him with his electric bat and he lay down unconscious on the ground. Chen said, "Don't worry, my cousin, he won't let you die easily from mere electrocution." Then he opened that door, made zombie come out. He said, "Since watching you getting devoured alive is a lot more interesting." Then his uncle come and shouting, "Chen Lu, what are you doing?" Uncle said, "He will fight you to the death," while Chen going toward him with his electric bat while uncle put his both hand to block his attack. Chen said, "What's this? Do you think you are an electric insulator? Why are you blocking it with your hands?" Then he electrocute his uncle and said, "That's look painful." Then Faye in pain while zombies eating him, he called, "Father, save me." Then Chen said, "Don't call him that, he don't have a bastardly son like you." Then Chen walk over there while kicking Faye's hand. Meanwhile maid zombie eating Faye there. Chen Lu said, "Your father is lying there on the floor." Faye wants to said some things but he cough blood. Chen said, he can't even enjoy such interesting and thrilling scene alone. Then he electric shock his uncle and said, "Wake up." Then uncle sees a zombies eating his son. He said, "Chen Lu, he's your cousin. Please save him." He admitted that he has secretly taken over your share, but little Faye had nothing to do with this. He's innocent. Chen said, "What other terrible things have you done to him?" Surprised uncle thought, why is he asking this? Did he find out about the incident? Then Chen asked, "Uncle, has you decide on how you'll answer him? Your son doesn't have much time left to lose." While Chen grab his collar, uncle says, he won't report this to the police if you save Faye right now. Otherwise, you will be in deep trouble. Then Chen with angry face said, "Uncle, he give you a chance." Then uncle said, "You ungrateful animal. How dare you try to kill your own uncle and cousin? You are lower than pigs and dogs." Chen Lu slap him and says, "Aren't you the atrocious one here? My father let you join the company out of his own goodwill, and what did you do? You backstabbed him." Then uncle calling his son while zombie eating his dead corpse. Uncle said, he was his biological brother, he contributed so much to the company, but what did he get? He only gave him 10% of the company shares. Chen said, according to stock value at that time, 10% was worth 1.5 billion. Did you really think that any white-collar worker could obtain that worth shares? Then Chen throw him in front of zombie and said, "Uncle, you were too greedy." Then zombie grabbed the uncle while Chen think, "Father, you shouldn't have accepted into this company in the past, he can only do this much as your son." Then he wiped the blood on his face while that zombie's attacking him. Then he hit that zombie with his electric bat and thinks, there is the fact that, after transforming into a zombie, one loses all emotions beside the urge to eat human. then he hit his bat into zombie's head. Zombie stun and lay down while crying in pain. Chen thinks, but it's a good thing that they still feel pain, thought they don't feel fear, that's why stunning them with electricity works. Then he open his subspace and bring out a dagger and pierce zombie head and thinks, it isn't that difficult to kill them, all you need to do is pierce their head. Then moreover, there lies a hidden treasure between the eyebrows, a crystal. There are only low-grade crystal during the beginning of the apocalypse. Then he put that crystal into a box and that box put into his space, and think after the apocalypse broke out, crystal started to grow into the skulls of both superhumans and zombies. The power within the crystal can help awakeners speed up recovery and assist them in growing stronger. They are very valuable and useful, which is why he should collect as many as possible. Then he think, the size and color of the crystals differ according to the capability as well strength of the target. Fire attribute superhuman and zombie have red crystals, and wind attribute have green crystals, and lastly space attribute superhuman and zombie have transparent crystals. The crystal he dug out of Warlock's skull in past life, was dark purple and had the size of an egg. Then he come out from that mansion and see outside, he said, it's very lively out here. Then a zombie on the gate and try to attack him, but there is bar between them. Then Chen prepare his electric bat and says, come. He'll give you something delicious to eat, and hit him the electric bat that stun the zombie. Chen thinks, electric bat is quite useful. Then we saw Chen collect the crystal from dead zombie. Then the dog saw him all this doing and barking him and think, master, why are you so cruel? Then Chen come and said, Warlock, it's almost time to awaken, it's not safe for us to be outside during the process, follow me back into the house, we will leave after we finish awakening. Then they come to their house and there they saw 3 dead body. Chen said, Warlock, don't panic, you will get used to it soon. After some time Chen saw, lighting power is starting to awaken in Warlock and he is in the pain while lighting is discharging around and Chen Lu hide behind a chair. He thought, the first person to be electrocuted by this dog just had to be me. After ending awakening process, Warlock looks exhausted while looking him. Chen thinks, the strength of superhero depend on 2 things. First, the earlier you awaken, the stronger you will become. Secondly, the faster your superpower evolves, the more powerful it is. Warlock is certainly top tier among the electric attribute awakeners, its intelligence should also evolve, right? He is envious, human are worse than dog, while sudden he is shocks, throw the apple and hold his head with both hand and said, it's hurt, look like he is also going to awaken his power. Then we saw Chen Lu is sitting on the chair and processing to awaken his power and he throws some light slash that hit the wall and leave a little crack dent on it. The Warlock is seeing the scene's shocking way. Chen thinks, this isn't it, attacking with a single space sphere already used up a quarter of my energy, moreover, its destructive power is so low that it cannot even kill the lowest grade zombies, he should absorb crystal to level up first. During the apocalypse, superhuman were classified into grades 1 to 10, after the 10 grades, there the King Tier, Warlock, and Spirit Flame Maiden were King Tier awakeners in his past life. He also achieved King Tier in his past life, but ascended to a new tier after absorbing Warlock's crystal. He is not sure about the details of that new tier, what's the point of that anyway? There was nothing to eat or drink, nobody play with or to accompany him, there wasn't any meaning in life and thus, he was better off dead. 5 minutes later, he should be able to ascend to a grade 2 superhuman if he absorb around 20 more crystals. He start absorbing crystals, after absorbing he said, Warlock, stop your wild electricity discharge, trying to concentrate all the power in your body into your throat and charge it up, doing what the Chen says. Warlock shoot toward the direction of the on the ground shattered, Chen pat him and said, good boy, let's go, we'll go to the cooling chamber to collect all the food. We have stockpile first, they are going with car. Then Chen pointed out Warlock to see that supermarket over there must be a lot of supply inside, crooks don't miss opportunity, he mean it's a good opportunity for them. Then he bring out his armor and bat from space, they both walk towards supermarket. Chen said, launch attacks if you can. But be careful not to engage them head on, we should try to lure them by using our agility instead. He ready with both electric bat in his hand, he is beating them with his electric bat while Warlock is charging his lightning power on a zombie. Zombie is dumbfounded while Warlock is thinking, how did he miss? Then Chen said, just distract them first. Warlock is running to at them and run here and there to engage them, while Chen go inside the store and said, a supermarket located in a wealthy neighborhood certainly has high quality goods. Then he opened his space and said, don't mind if he do. Then he start collecting fruits, snacks, and even crystals from zombies. Then he said, he was lucky he has a such large subspace to store all these goods. Then he said, Warlock, let's retreat while he is distracting zombie. The dog thinks, why can his master easily get rid of the zombie but he can't? Then Chen come and hit one of the zombie with his electric bat while patting him. He said, don't be sad, you are very helpful already, just give yourself some time and you will become the strongest dog. Then he said, let's go back to warehouse. Then while Chen driving, someone from beside asked, brother, do you know what's happening? He can't contact the police. Chen said, isn't obvious? It's an apocalypse. That man seriously said, apocalypse? Brother, let's stay together, we can cover each other's backs. But Chen said, no thanks you. Then reached somewhere and thinks, if remember correctly this is the only way to the warehouse, there are a lot of zombies roaming around but they are blocking the way. Then Chen thought, he will have to get rid of them. He said, Warlock, feel free to go for a walk, just make sure to protect yourself. While he prepare his electric bat, then electrocute 2 zombie, then 3 zombie jump over him. One of zombies sneak attack him but he electrocute him. One of them approached from behind and bite his shoulder. Chen hit him and said, his armor is made from alloy, low grade zombie like you can break it? There is no dentist in the apocalypse, if you lose your teeth, you will be only able to lick food in the future. Then many zombies approaching towards him, he sarcastically said, oh, wait, you don't have the future. Then sudden electric bat electric is off, it ran out of electricity. Then there is a zombie approaching him, he give him that bat and said, here he'll give it to you if you want, and open his subspace, bring out another electric bat and hit him with that. Then he collect crystal and said, not bad, not bad, this is a great harvest. Then they reach there. Then Chen said excitedly to Warlock, this armored truck is more impressive than his armor and electric bat, he prepare it just for today, get on the truck, I'll show you what it's capable of. He said, Warlock, we don't have to worry because as long as we have this big guy. Then he put his leg on accelerator and start to go for doors and said, door like these are merely decoration, and broke the door and come out. There are lots of zombie there on way. Chen said, he knew it would be like this, killing 100 zombie with my electric bat would be too slow and inefficient. Then rode his truck on zombies, everyone is dying in front of that truck, while Warlock shaking with brutality, there on the second floor. 3 people watching all this, they said, we should ask him to take us with him. Then one man said, why would he is helping you when we don't even know each other? Do you think he is your father? Judging by what he did, the driver must be a cold heart. And man said, this guy only come to get supply after hearing about the goods in our warehouse, and leave as soon as he's done. It would be better to rely on ourselves than trusting others people. They should just rob him and take his truck instead. They agree, let's rob him. He shouldn't have come to steal our things in the first place. Then Chen collecting the crystals, a girl said, thank you for killing the zombie and saving us, while Chen think, they're thanking me? Are they going to ask if they can join me? Then Chen said, are there only 3 of you there? She said, yes, only 3 of us survived. Then 2 men grab Chen Lu from behind. Chen Lu thinks, a moment ago they were thanking me, so what's with this sudden 180 degree? They says, don't worry, young man, we won't hurt you. They put their both hand on Chen's shoulder. Chen with dark face thought, the apocalypse truly amplifier the ugliness of human nature. In time like this, kindness is the most worthless and fatal thing that exists. One man says, Where did this mute come from? Then Warlock running toward them with barking. One man said, it doesn't look infected. Then Chen open his subspace and bring out 2 electric bat and thinks, there is no need to worry about exposing my superpower now because, then he hits 2 of them with his electric bat and said, dead men tell no tales. Then we see that 2 men unconscious on the ground while ladies panic and said, don't kill me. Chen said, why, just because you are a girl? Then she ran from there and shouting to someone save her. Chen said, you are run quite fast, Lightning King, she's yours. Then Warlock hit him from back, that lady fall, and Chen said, that's why everyone say, the one who strike first has the advantage, and he electrocute her with his electric bat. Then Chen opened his subspace and said, let's go, we will start looting all the things. Then he is starting looting various type of food and store them into his subspace. Then he is start to drive the truck and said, Warlock, we got good tons of resources from this loot. It's awesome, let's go home and rest for today, then go grain storage and loot more. He wonder how's Dazu doing. Then sudden a man waving his hand to stop in front of his truck. That man said, please, help him and give him a ride. Chen thinks, many things hidden under his shirt? Probably up to no good. Then he thought, his law of survival won't let me threat arise, even if threat is small, he also won't allow it. That man is still waving his hand and asks to stop. Chen said, he won't stop, if you dare to block, he will hit you. Then truck passed beside him, it didn't stop it. That man said, bastard, you wanted to hit me and kill me. Just you wait, he will kill you if he get the chance. While Chen is watching him with his rear mirror, Chen thinks, kill me. You asked for it. He thinks if someone said that earlier before apocalypse then it's nothing was serious, but now in a popular with ability everyone has chance to kill people. Then stopped the truck and said to Lightning King, did you hear that what he said? He said, he wants to eat dog meat. Warlock thinks, even though he don't understand human language, but he believed that he didn't say that dog meat. Then that man pull out a bat and prepare to attack and said, bastard, I will teach you a lesson. Then he think, why is there a dog here? And he try to hit the dog, and Warlock thinks, he don't care if you want to eat dog meat or not, if master says that he wants you dead, then, you must die. And then he charge his electric with his mouse, that man electrocute and unconscious on ground. Then Chen said, kill him to ensure he died. Don't just use lightning, if you in the battle, you show any hesitation you will die, only if you adapt to apocalypse then, you will safely survive. Then Warlock cut his neck to ensure death. After that Chen said, that's more like it. He's sitting in truck says, nicely done, let's go home. They are driving through the road with truck while killing zombies is their way to home. Chen said, the road is in the villa is too narrow, not easy to park this heavy truck. Warlock get out the truck first, help the zombie away, he'll stop by the truck by the side of the road. Then Warlock come out of truck and start barking on zombie, all zombie run towards him while Chen parked the truck and said, nice, during then they will become my free car watching labor worker, which will prevent other survivor from going near, or damage high truck. Luckily his reborn doesn't have a butterfly effect. Dazu didn't become a zombie, he should be safe. Then he start to killing zombies, he killing one of them and collecting the crystal from him. Chen Lu thinks, he remember that during the zombie outbreak, Dazu fled to the interior of the villa, such a pity, he can't recall in which villa that Sudazu hide, only remember the surrounding area. Never mind, he can only use that method. Then we see Chen is calling Sudazu loudly around, he is asking where are you, can you hear me, while his dog is shocked to hear and think, that sound will lure zombie. Did master go crazy? Sudazu hearing all this and thought, it's brother Chen. Then a lady beside him said, big brother, you don't go. He's crazy, not afraid luring zombie here, he is not only wants to die, but also wants to get us killed. Dazu thinks, it's strange, but brother Chen's smart brain, does he not know that it's dangerous to shout? Why is he using the method to find him? While Chen still asking, can you hear him Dazu, don't be scared. Then they both saw two zombies running towards sound. Then ladies said, "Look, she told you he'll lure zombie here." Then we see that Chen hit one zombie with his electric bat. Dazu saw this and praised Chen Lu, while beside him that lady thinks, the electric bat looks powerful, even she can defend herself with that, if she encounters zombie, no wonder he's so brave. Then Dazu waved his hand from a building and said, "Brother Chen, he's here." Then Chen relieved that he is alive. Then he saw that lady, she is Chen Zheng. He is surprised and thought, damn it, why did he forget about this woman? In his previous life, she was a burden and almost got us killed. She is very scheming. In his previous life, the water wasn't pure. She's scared that there's risk when drinking tap water. Used Dazu as an experiment. After he pattered with Sudazu, showed affection to both of us in various ways. When distribute foods, she always hide a portion of first, crying in front of Dazu, acted hungry and pity, tricked Dazu to give his share to her, treat him like a clown. Then Chen thinks, Jing, if you still dare to be so shameless in this life, then don't blame me for using you to let Dazu understand the people's hearts are sinister. Then Chen said, Dazu, come with me, let's go to my house, we can take care of each other's. Dazu thanks him, while that lady let her hand to shake and said, Big brother, Chen, hello there. She heard Big brother mentioning you just now. She's called Chen Jing. We have some surname, maybe. We are from same family 500 years ago. Chen ignore he while sudden Warlock attacked to the girl trying to defend her with her purse bag. Warlock torn apart that purse and all things fell down on ground. Then Chen said, you brought many good things, and he pick up a juice bottle. Here Chen was thinking, why is the woman protecting the crappy bag? So she has snack hidden in it. She probably planned to secretly enjoy it after we leave. Then put straw in bottle, now he won't care about you. And said, he's thirsty, and he offers snacks to Dazu. Dazu thinks, he risked his life to save her last time, then successfully safeguard, but what about her? She had food, yet, she still dared to lie to him saying that she doesn't have any. Dazu think while eating, he can tell she doesn't want to share it with us, he won't care about her. Then she approached to Dazu and said, you are not allowed to eat. That's her, she said, put it down, give it back to her. Then Chen put his leg in front of her and then she tripped, fell down, she crying while said, bullying this poor girl, are you guys still considered man? Chen sipping his juice while thinks, go ask zombie, whether they care if you are a guy or a girl, but, just exposing this part isn't enough to let Dazu understand human nature, he have to make her expose more. Then Chen Lu said, that girl, why cry, we will only have energy to find food. After we eat, this time you don't have to come with us, we have eaten your food, when we come back, we'll give you double the amount. Then that girl thinks, yeah, no matter what, she can't make Chen Lu and Sudazu her enemy now. She said, no, it's all her fault, she just reacted instinctively, when she was young she starved a lot, then she apology both of them. Then Chen thinks, she is really good at coming up with stories. Chen said, Dazu, let's go to supermarket, he will go make some preparation. Dazu said okay, he'll listen to you. Then Chen said to Warlock to go outside and lure some zombie here. Warlock shocked and thinks, master, are you crazy? He understand the part luring zombie, but, to lure them in our house, he is so confused. Then he left and Chen Lu bring out some garlic and said, the show is about to start. Chen come to them and said, are you guys resting well? Check this out. The girl think a terrible garlic smell while Dazu asked, why did you make so much garlic juice? Chen says, he saw outside some people hung the garlic to prevent the zombie, they easily believed it, that movie story. Chen said, such a pity there is no much garlic, only enough for 2 people. Later, let's go to the supermarket and find more garlic. Then sudden some sound happened, every unattentive to that sound. Chen said, did you hear? It seemed like a group of zombie are coming closer. That girl thinks no way, while Chen thinks, what are you doing? Will you choose or snatch this life? Saving garlic juice? They stranding, the girl said, oh, no, this sound, is the iron door being destroyed. Then Chen pour one of garlic juice bowl on his head and said Dazo to quickly use this bowl of garlic juice. Dazo sees that girl and thinks, even though he hate her, but, she didn't do some things that is guilty enough to die, while that girl thinks, there are many zombies, if she used this bowl of garlic juice, won't she die? Then she saw garlic juice bowl and thinks there's only one bowl of garlic juice, which means only one person can survive.